Hello everyone, I'm Seth and this is Acquired Salary. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the recruiting industry by reacting to Fortune's piece on it. Before we get into it though, if you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you taking your time to watch. And if you're having problems with the current job market, I totally understand. It's definitely brutal out there and the recruiting business is a contributing factor. So with that, let's jump into it and see what Fortune thinks.
How we search for jobs has transformed drastically over the last 2 decades. Platforms
And it's gotten worse in the last 2 decades. It is obviously it's downstream of the current economy at this point in time, but the job search has gotten to be more difficult and there are a lot more hoops and loops that people have to jump through just to get a job that people wouldn't have had a difficult time getting 20, 30 years ago.
like LinkedIn, Indeed, and Glassdoor are among the key players in online recruitment. These companies have reshaped their industry, carving out an $11 billion market projected
$11 billion. $11 billion supposedly helping companies find employees and potential employees find jobs. That is absurd.
to grow to $41 billion by 2032.
That's even worse.
And in a survey of 1,000 job seekers, 40% of respondents credit job search engines to securing an interview. 35% say company websites are the way to go, and 34% say word-of-mouth networking is the best way to nail down.
I think especially in this economy, it is hands down, without a doubt, networking. Applying to jobs, pretty much, especially on LinkedIn and Indeed, you're seldom going to get a response unless it's a really small company and that's the only place that they've posted their job. When it comes to direct company websites, probably not going to get a response. Unless, of course, you have an internal referral, which is that networking piece. This is definitely what I've experienced. Or obviously applying online with an internal referral, that's going to be the highest hit rate in terms of getting interviews. But if a recruiter's calling you, then you're going to be more likely to get interviewed. But that's not a guarantee, and it's likely for a contract position.
An interview. But today, the industry is more than just listing a job or networking to find one. The rise of AI and evolving expectations from both employers and employees are driving hiring companies to new levels of innovation. But just how are these companies adapting with new competitors coming to the market, and how will AI play a role in our future job searches?
A lot of companies are trying to use AI to replace recruiters. It shouldn't be used to replace recruiters. It should be used to improve what recruiters are doing. And I don't think the candidate experience has been positive whatsoever in terms of the integrations of AI into the job search, job application process. So there's definitely a lot of work that needs done to improve AI's implementation in the recruiting business and job seeking process.
Indeed is one of the key players in an increasingly competitive market. It's owned by Recruit Holdings, a Japanese employment agency with a market capitalization of $75 billion. That's larger than some of Japan's biggest name companies like Honda Motor and Nintendo. Indeed flexes as the #1 job site in the world with over 300.
I think it's definitely the most popular based off of the fact that they run advertisements to say, hey, you can search for a job using our website.
150 million unique visitors every month in 2023, and it intends to stay that way. Leading the effort is Chris Hyams, CEO of Indeed, who joined the company in 2010 as Vice President of Product. Hyams credits the company's job-first approach for building trust in its 20-year history.
We exist only to help people get jobs, and I believe...
No. That's just what he has to say publicly. They exist to make money. Otherwise, he wouldn't have a job.
The most important factor in influencing how a company makes decisions about their products and their services is how they make money.
That's because Indeed gives employers the option to sponsor a job listing, with prices starting at $5 a day or $150 a month.
We only make money when we are helping an employer and a job seeker connect, which means that...
No. You don't only make money when you're helping an employer and a job seeker connect. You make money when an employer posts a job. That's when you make money. You don't have to fill that job. If anything, you have a perverse incentive to actually having that job filled because that's how you make your money. So that's a lie.
All of the data that we collect from job seekers is used only to help them better match for the best opportunities possible. They're going to find...
It's just like dating apps. And because market saturation has hit dating apps, and I would say market saturation has hit online application portals, they've now had to change the algorithms and make it so that there's actually an incentive to pay for the service, which is just, it's not perfect. It is, without going too deep into the tangent on the dating apps thing, yeah, in order to stay afloat as a company and to continue to exist, they're not going to provide perfect candidates. They have a perverse incentive there.
Find the opportunities they're looking for, and they won't be finding themselves reached out for irrelevant things or targeted for advertising. That's not why they came to the site in the first place.
Indeed shares the hiring space with other sites like LinkedIn, which offers not only a constantly updating job board, but also a space to network with other career-focused professionals.
And LinkedIn is kind of devolved into fancy Facebook or corporate Facebook. There's a lot of very cringy posts on LinkedIn, and especially with the most recent election season, there's a lot of political posts on LinkedIn. And it's not necessarily focused on building your career.
Chaim says this comes with a cost.
If you look at other businesses like LinkedIn, an amazing company, we have a huge amount of respect for them, a portion of the revenue comes from employment. They also make a huge amount of money from advertising and from sales and other things. And so as a person who comes on...
LinkedIn is arguably worse than Indeed because they have the paid premium service for job seekers that is more akin to the dating app situation where, a guy will pay for the premium version of a dating app so that his profile gets seen more often and his profile gets recommended more often. And that's the same, theoretically, that's the same thing with LinkedIn Premium's features. I've never used LinkedIn Premium, but based off of what they constantly advertise, that's exactly what it is.
Onto the site, are you being targeted just for employment opportunities or for a whole host of other things?
But adding social media into the mix of hiring has been massively successful for LinkedIn. In the 2024 fiscal year, LinkedIn reported revenues exceeding $16.37 billion, up from almost $15 billion in the previous year. The platform boasts over 1 billion members and 200...
I wonder how much of that additional $1 billion is just coming from people that are unemployed and are having a difficult time finding a job because these online job application portals have kind of ruined the job search, especially with the implementation of AI and the complete removal of any human empathy throughout the process or anything along those lines. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that the increase in unemployment has definitely helped to contribute to LinkedIn earning more money.
100 countries and regions, and has also ranked 116th on America's most innovative companies by Fortune. LinkedIn's revenue streams include a significant contribution from advertising, which generated $5.9 billion in 2022. Meanwhile, its premium membership surpassed $1.7 billion as of March 2024. Glassdoor, also acquired by Recruit Holdings, has built a reputation.
Glassdoor, that acquisition by Recruit Holdings actually is not so great because Glassdoor used to be a great resource for salary benchmarking and salary resources to determine if you had a competitive offer, but Recruit Holdings, I think that was the company's name, kind of blurred the lines on if the data that you submit to those websites is going to remain anonymous.
For services that encourage transparency in the job market. Christian Sutherland Wong, CEO of the job site, emphasizes that Glassdoor's platform allows people to hold employers accountable, particularly around pay transparency, a critical issue in today's labor market.
It's becoming less of a critical issue, I would say, based off of the fact that there are certain states like California, Colorado that are requiring pay transparency. And obviously these are going to be higher cost of living states. I can't remember. I did write an article on it, on all the states and their pay transparency laws, but there are quite a few states that require pay transparency, making Glassdoor a little bit more obsolete, but still there is more refinement in the data provided on Glassdoor because it's actually, people reporting their true salaries versus companies that are required to post by law typically require a range, which is like the reasonable expectation. And often what happens is they'll post, oh, this is the lowest pay we have across the company and all the way to the highest pay across the company. And it doesn't give you an actual average, which some of these roles have an entire second salary of the lowest end included in the salary range, which is just absurd.
At the end of the day, it's transparency that's going to be the ultimate solve for a lot of pay inequity that we see in the US and around the world.
The platform's option to be anonymous has made it a popular outlet for employees to be honest about their employer.
Again, this is kind of in question based off of the recent acquisitions.
And the anonymity has built trust and helped prospective employees understand what really goes on behind the scenes at companies. As of 2024, Glassdoor reports over 63 million unique monthly visitors and hosts more than 212 million reviews, salary details, and workplace insights.
I think Glassdoor is one of the I think it's on Glassdoor. I can't remember for sure, but using their salary data and the publicly traded information, you can see how many multiples of the average salary employee the CEO makes. And again, the industry average, the average CEO pays about 300 times the average employee's pay.
The value of Glassdoor's platform is that we have trust with the people who use it, and so we put in a ton of processes and a ton of investment in making sure that people can trust the platform. Without that trust, we can't exist, so we take it really, really seriously.
Despite their progress, these companies, like many others in various industries, have also faced layoffs. In 2024,
every company's been conducting layoffs because of AI, and essentially this has created a senior-only job market because nobody wants to give the younger generation a chance because, they don't have a work ethic or they are not prepared for the workforce or whatever the case may be. Really, especially for the publicly traded companies, it just helps to pad the CEO's pay because it increases profit margins, which increases the CEO's bonus. So
LinkedIn reportedly laid off about 200 employees from its engineering and customer support teams. In May, Indeed laid off around 1,000 employees, representing about 8% of its workforce. Artificial intelligence has also become a focal point for job sites looking to utilize technology to improve efficiency. Recruit Holding is investing heavily in AI. The company's leaders tout this as a new era in hiring that will provide users with a personal talent agent powered by generative AI.
At this point, I have no faith in the ability of Recruit being able to actually execute on that vision.
I see what AI can do is effectively take this kind of very white glove experience and make it available for the masses. An agent could be on your side to take you through your job seeking journey and make it a much smoother and more powerful experience for you as a job seeker.
For Indeed, this approach to AI is also at the core of their strategy.
If you think about how a talent agent works for athletes and for musicians, that is someone who understands everything about you, about the market, and who works tirelessly on your behalf. This is one of the things that generative AI can actually bring. We have the first versions of this that we are going to be releasing in the coming months, and we see a real future where every single person will have a champion just for them that is helping and working tirelessly to connect them to the best opportunities.
As the hiring landscape evolves, platforms like Indeed, LinkedIn, and Glassdoor aim to connect people with opportunities in smarter and more efficient ways. AI is set to play a pivotal role transforming job seeking, promising agent-like chatbots to improve the experience for users. But the question remains, will AI be a force that better connects humans to jobs, or will it diminish the number of humans needed in the workforce?
I'm very skeptical on the vision that they have, so I'm curious. What do you think? Please share your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. And if you've made it this far into the video, you may as well like the episode and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. Until next time, thank you.